Hello and welcome to Post to Post, where we discuss the latest hockey news, games, and rumors. I'm Jason Glickman. Joined alongside me is Anthony Cavaretta. Anthony, how you doing today?
Pretty good. I am ready for the Stanley Cup Playoffs. 16 teams left and one cup.
That's right. The greatest month in all of hockey, the Stanley Cup Playoffs. My favorite time of the year. So without further ado, let's get right into things, Anthony. We have the Washington Capitals taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Who do you have?
I have the Washington Capitals in 5 games. I don't think the Columbus Blue Jackets are ready for the playoffs yet. I think that they're almost there, but the Capitals, this is their last time to do this with the squad they have, so I think that the Capitals will come out on top.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there, Anthony. I think that the Capitals are going to take this one. I'm going to say 6 games. I think the Blue Jackets put up a little bit more of a fight. They do have Bobrovsky, and if Bobrovsky shows up, he could be godlike. So I don't think they have the strength to take it from the Capitals, but I think that they have enough to put up a fight.
I can see where you're coming from with that, but I just don't think so yet. I think they're one or two pieces away from actually competing against the Washington Capitals.
So moving right along, the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Philadelphia Flyers in a battle of Pennsylvania. This is going to be one of my favorite series to watch. How about you?
I agree 100%. This is going to be a battle. If it's anything like their 2012 clash, this is going to be bloody. I do think Pittsburgh will come out on top, but it will be in 7 games. This series will go the distance.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Penguins in 7 games. That's right, they have won the last 2 Stanley Cups, looking for a three-peat, this time without Marc-Andre Fleury, with Murray instead. I think that the Penguins will take it from the Flyers, who just managed to edge it into the playoffs.
And now the next series, one that I think you're looking a little bit forward to than the other ones, the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the New Jersey Devils.
This is going to be a great series. I don't care what anybody says. I think that the Devils are going to put up a fight against the Lightning. People are saying Lightning in 4, Lightning in 5. I think we're going to see the series go to 6 or 7 games. I think that people are underestimating the Devils, and I think that the Devils are going to put a bigger fight than people expect.
Do you think the Devils will come out on top?
I do not think so. I hope so, but I don't think so.
I agree with you on that. The Lightning are just, their depth is unreal this season, and especially with the acquisitions they made from the New York Rangers in the trade deadline. They are just too good. And especially with the New Jersey Devils, you have players on defense such as Ryan McDonough who know how to cover guys like Taylor Hall.
And that's right. You have the rivalry between the Devils and the Rangers, which we're obviously going to see some of because we do see some players trying to battle it out between each other. Moving right along to the final game in the Eastern Conference, the Bruins are taking on the Leafs.
This one I am going to enjoy because the Bruins and the Leafs, it's youth versus experience. The Bruins have the core to win. They have Brad Marchand. And if he can just cover Austin Matthews all the time, Austin Matthews doesn't get anything. But if he doesn't, Austin Matthews will run circles around Tuukka Rask.
And Brad Marchand, one of the most hated players in the National Hockey League. Funny that you bring him up, but I do believe that the Leafs will edge out the Bruins, I think, 6 games.
I think Bruins in 6.
So definitely 6 games, just a question of who wins it. Moving along, Western Conference, the Predators are taking on the Colorado Avalanche, who just barely made it into the playoffs, edging out the Blues on the last day of the season.
That was one heck of a game to watch. Just the energy in the Pepsi Center was amazing. But I don't think the Avs are ready.
I don't think the Avalanche stand a chance against the Predators. We're seeing a 4-game sweep here from the Predators, no doubt.
I agree. And you know what? I love the Colorado Avalanche. I love the story. Last place, they looked like complete and utter trash last season. And here they are in the they're squeezing out and getting into the Stanley Cup playoffs. And it's such a great story, but I think the Cinderella story comes to an end in round 1.
Speaking of Cinderella stories, the brand new expansion team, the Vegas Golden Knights, winning the division, taking on the Los Angeles Kings in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
This is something no one expected. I am a bandwagon Knights fan at this point. The Knights are they're too fun not to watch, and they're too fun not to root for. The story is too great. The only problem I see is Jonathan Quick and the Los Angeles Kings. This team knows how to play in the playoffs. They are playoff bred. Now, I think it's going to be a 7-game series. I would love to see Vegas win, but I think experience outweighs whatever the Knights have at this point. It's not the regular season. This is the playoffs. It's a different being. Therefore, I'm going to have to say the Los Angeles Kings in 7.
Yeah, Jonathan Quick and Anze Kopitar, two playoff monsters that you do not want to mess with. I'm going to have to say Kings in 6 or 7 games. I don't think Vegas has enough to take it from them. Next game that we're going to discuss, the Jets are taking on the Wild.
This is going to be fun. I love to see the whiteout in Minnesota. And I think the Jets need this win. And I think they will win. I think it'll be 5 games. Minnesota, to me, is not a playoff contingency team. They've gotten their butts kicked several times over the last few seasons to teams like Chicago and Nashville. To me, they're not ready. Even if they have Eric Stahl, they're just not ready. Winnipeg, they are going to win this, and maybe finally they can get rid of that Atlanta stench. Off.
I think that Winnipeg is going to come in and just absolutely smack down the Wild. But I think that the Wild take a game. I'm going to say 5 games here.
I'd say 6. I give them 2.
Interesting. So the San Jose Sharks are taking on the Anaheim Ducks in the final game that we're going to be talking about today. Who do you have there?
This is a coin toss for me. This is going to be one of those games that's going to remind me of the Pens and the Flyers, or Vegas and the Kings. This is going to go the distance. It's going to go 7 games. You'll see a few overtime games thrown in there. But I think the Ducks just have a little bit more depth than the Sharks. And therefore, I think the Ducks will take this in 7.
I think that the Ducks are kind of gassed out at this point. We've seen the Ducks go through a very difficult road to get to these playoffs. I think we're going to see the Sharks take it in, let's say, 6 games.
I think you agree with that. Now, who do you have winning the whole shebang?
I'm going to say the Nashville Predators are going to take this one. I don't think any team from the East have a chance to take it from the Predators. I think that the most interesting game that we're going to see is Predators-Jets. The winner of that game takes the whole thing. I'm going to say Predators.
I'm going to have to say Predators as well, but I do think there is one team in the East that can give them run for their money, and that's the Boston Bruins. If the Boston Bruins can Tampa Bay in the second round and then go on to beat, let's say, Pittsburgh in the third, they will have enough momentum going in to possibly make them have a repeat of last season.
So you're going to say Nashville or Boston?
I'd say Nashville, but I think Boston will give them run for their money. I think it'll go the distance as well. I think it'll be a 7-game series, but I do think Nashville will beat the Bruins out.
All right, so Nashville Predators winning it all. You heard it here first on Post to Post. I'm Jason Glickman. He's Anthony Cavaretta. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.